And it is time to go live. Good morning from the sports betting capital of the world, Las Vegas. This is Ramon Scott, and welcome to the morning steam for Wednesday, November 8th. Get ready for another sports betting day. We're back in action in the NBA. Hope y'all got out there and got out the vote yesterday on election day. We had some other sports. Hey, good thing we got around to that. Maction last night rolled a 3-0 on the show. Looks like we had some winners in college football yesterday and college basketball as well. How'd you guys enjoy the featured game? I didn't give out. What was I doing? I mean, I tried to talk up Baylor as much as I could. I mean, it just seemed so overwhelming. Everybody liked Auburn. I can't take credit for a win, but Baylor, massive comeback. Pretty high level game, actually, yesterday. I thought maybe the best game of the week so far. Got some stats for you for college basketball. Well, it's up to you right now in college basketball what you need, what you want to hear from me as far as any picks. I'll give a couple of games out maybe today. We got 22 games to talk about, and that isn't even with college football. Might have to take one more day. We'll squeeze some in, and Friday I think we'll get some college football going. But I'm looking at as many as 22 games today with this huge NBA card, with a little bit of hockey in there, a couple of college basketball, at least 3 college football games. We're going to do it again. We're going to get the triple play in the MAC. So how are you guys doing and ready for action today? Also, we'll have our soccer crew, I'm sure, in here reporting for us with the action from the Champions League. Boy, could I get a premium yesterday? I had some plays myself, Leipzig and Madrid. I backed off the over in that one, and also had that Leipzig and Red Star game over. But also Major League Soccer playoffs. I try to follow the domestic league, and there's a game tonight, Philly and New England. Philly with the 1-0 lead. So yeah, I think our soccer crew will be in here. Champions League today. You'll see the odds pop up also behind me a little bit. Maybe we can take a quick glance at them on the screen. But 2 early games: Napoli and Berlin. Then it'll be Sociedad and Benfica. 2 early games, and over in the late games, Arsenal and Sevilla, Bayern Munich, Galatasaray, Copenhagen, Man U, PSV and Lens, Real Madrid and Braga, Salzburg and Inter. Champions League. That's our soccer coverage for now, but the guys will have maybe some plays for us, and that's how I'm going to work it. I want to increase that coverage with at least the most important leagues, the major domestics, and of course with a emphasis, a little bit of emphasis on the United States, because doing my part, doing my part. All right. Say hello to some folks, and then we'll go over and see what happened yesterday at Tony'sPicks.com. Want to say hi to you guys visiting me. This is real. This is not, uh, you know, just some guy in the YouTube box talking sports betting. You guys are the most important things. You folks, to me, get your plays, opinions. Perky was here to open the doors, and Blake as well. You know who I saw yesterday? I was watching uh, the afternoon show, and I haven't been plugging this week, but don't forget about, I know you're watching. I see you guys watching. With Mindy and Tiffany, was Curtis was in there in the chat. It was so good. We had talked about Curtis so much here. I don't want to take away from the fact that he popped his head back in here on the Tony's Picks channel, but it was great because we talked about it a little bit, right, with uh, Mindy, about how he was a day oneer, and then we didn't hear, but Curtis, that was great. Jerry here talk about that St. John's. So St. John's. Maybe I didn't do a good job yesterday talking about Patino and coaching changes yesterday. Maybe because it was we had games and all, but Patino first game with St. John's. Yeah, we did give out. We went 1-1, but yeah, we definitely were on the over though. Thought St. John's. They almost got the money, but alas, probably going to be Patino tax again. So just be aware of that. But also, don't forget, and it was a play that we did give out. I had a premium on the over with Lemoyne and Georgetown, and of course, things will change immediately at Georgetown. Of course, with Ed Cooley, I would imagine that Georgetown will return to conference prominence at least in the Big East. To be a top contending team. I would imagine that he would build Georgetown back into something similar that we saw in his previous stops with George Washington and Providence. And I would imagine Georgetown has made the right move here. Good on them. I think it's a can't miss. I know it's hard because Georgetown's been down for so long, but anybody, when you got Ed Cooley, it's not just something we like to hype. Everybody talks about him, and that's because it's real. So, Gerardo, hello today. Perky's ready with plays already, it looks like, in action today. Well, those are the games I wanted to look at, but maybe I won't now. Here's Perky. We're talking about I was going to look at the two games in Chicago tonight on the Barstool Sports. I was trying to figure out what do I do to Barstool Sports channel. I don't know, actually, there. But apparently it's an app I can put on the Fubu free or something like that. So I'm still learning. Sometimes I think that Barstool has been around. I've watched that bowl game, but I thought I watched it online for 2 years. That they played in Arizona. So, hi, Luis, Salty Fly Guy. BG says Perky. He wants to get his plays off here today. That's great. No problem. And Looks is here today. Yep, but no mention about no mention no problem with that. It wasn't an oversight, but I just didn't make it clear on the show. Definitely was just saying, St. John's and over. Let's do this. So, all right, Solo, great job here. Yeah, right. Let's pay attention to these moves. Now, I'm getting beat on some of them. The moves are coming in. Statistics on college basketball. Let's talk a little college basketball right now. Today, here, maybe just capsulize what's happened here in the first couple of days. We got the season rolling. So I thought last night's game, Baylor and Auburn, that was the best game I saw, actually. Maybe I was liking Baylor in pocket. I'm not going to brag on this one, but I didn't think Auburn was, it was falling apart down the stretch or whatever. But North Texas was interesting. They made 11 of 22 3-pointers in their game yesterday. How about that against Northern Iowa? Still ended up, they got the money by just like a point and a half or so. Fort Wayne shocked DePaul yesterday. Also, we had a premium on Gulf Coast against Indiana. A little bit of, a little bit scary down the stretch, but Gulf Coast, they seem to be in cover range all day in that one. So we're off to a good start, actually, in college basketball. We had an over call in Fort Wayne and DePaul. And hello to Darren. Doubles, thank you. Sure, let's talk about it. Let's talk about it here with doubles, right? Crazy move, right? Council revered in Milwaukee, doing a good job. Obviously, probably I didn't see what kind of contract, but he gets a big contract here. Get rid of Ross. Ross, obviously a popular Cub among fans, maybe not so among players. Wilson Contreras was happy to show him the door. Basically, maybe they weren't on the same page or whatever, but I don't know. The manager runs the team as far as I can tell. And I mean, Ross seemed to be the right guy at the right time, but Council, a great regular season manager, in the postseason, not so much. So we'll see. It might just be, another name and another with the Cubs anyway, right? We're always looking to get over the hump. So what'll happen there? I shared one thing in the Discord in the Hot Stove League a little bit with my Padres, Benji Gill, Benjamin Il, as President Obrador might call him, basically has moved into at least a tri-favorite here for the job in San Diego, with the president of Mexico actually invoking his support for Benji Gill, a player who played his high school baseball in San Diego in the National City area, but grew up around Tijuana and southern San Diego as a hotshot baseball player. I saw him play as a high schooler. He threw a no hitter in high school, but was a journeyman infielder and later a longtime bench coach who I believe has served a little bit as a manager in temporary situations, and of course managed Mexico in the World Baseball Classic, and has been a successful manager in the Mexican leagues. So Gil could be the next manager of the Padres after I had thrown out a couple of other names. Let's see here. We have, thank you also, Jacoby. Nice to see you today. Ready to make his picks in the MAC. And thank you, Terrell, for noticing. Appreciate you. We almost forgot it, right? I mean, that was the thing. I mean, I almost forgot to read off the Maction yesterday. So that went kind of funny. But actually, premiums, we had one premium and it didn't work out. I went under in that crazy game with Central Michigan and Western Michigan, and it was 7-0 there late in the first quarter. But they got it going on big time. So thank you, Thomas, as well. Like it, smash it. And okay, so one other note before we go over to Tony'sPicks.com, I think here on college basketball. So far, I've been about, I think, 128 games. I know I was saying 130, but I'm talking like 128 so far, at least that I've tracked or at least have added up. So these numbers are rough. It could be off by a couple of games, but there's so many that hopefully this is very, very close to what we're looking at so far with NCAA basketball season. So far, totals in college basketball, there have been 74 overs and 54 unders. That's roughly 58%, 57.9. Well, I'm doing it in my head, not a calculator. And home teams, these are similar, but it's not exact. So when I'm going to read you, these stats sound similar, but there were some road favorites that won and some home dogs that won. But home teams so far, 76-50 against the spread in college basketball. 76-50. That one's pretty easy, right? 60-ish percent, just over 60% home teams covering so far after the first 3 days here, and for 4 days. And favorites also a similar record, 74 and 52. There have been two pushes by my count, so that's where I'm saying some of the numbers could be just a little bit off there, but still favorites coming in at roughly 59-ish, 58% So home favorites right now and overs. Home favorites and overs in the first 4 days of college basketball are close to 60%. Why is this? Because currently, we do have the mismatch scheduling at this point. A lot of 20-point spreads, a lot of 30-point spreads, and where the upsets will be coming right now. These games are a little bit more pick and choose as far as the blowout potential from what I'm seeing. I've missed on a few, but just take a look at that right now. I would say at this point, I would be more apt, and I think people are afraid, when you see a thing like Creighton, 30, they're laying 31, and then they get put up to 37.5. You're like, whoa, I'm probably not going to do Creighton either. But I talked about it in a video yesterday, talking about how Creighton would have a goal once they saw the finish line to get to like 100 points. I gave out a free play on the over on one of the videos on the channel here, or on the website, and said, once a team like Creighton, smells the 100-point finish line. I mean, there is a little bit of motivation there in that game. They scored over 100 points. So, all right. Appreciate you guys, and more comments. Got you guys riled up a little bit there on the Cubs. I'm always glad to turn you on a little bit with a little hot stove talk. Let's go over to Tony'sPicks.com. They've told me, cut it down, Ramon, cut down the show, but I just want to talk all the sports with you guys. They get these picks in, do it fast, do it concise, be more accurate, and it's just, I can't do it. I can't do it, you guys. Anyways, let's take a look here at the website and see who did what with premium picks, and it was Tiffany Mance on top of the handicapper leaderboards with 80% yesterday, plus 268 units. Daniel Wolosichuk hit his only play. He went 1-0. I found my way to the handicapper leaderboard 2 days in a row. Look out. I could be on a roll. Felt like I'm not going bad beat last night on the Irvine San Jose game after a 50-point first half, or 48 points, and I lose an under there. But careful, Ramon, taking these unders right now. A big second half that you just didn't, I didn't see coming. So I like to go under in that conference, of course. Just remember right now, the thing was that wasn't one of those lopsided games. So I was 5-4 in there. Nick Bartini 2-1 for the week. Chauncey Giles, great job here by Chauncey, 64%. He's got 589 units. Tony T, 16-10 record over the last 7 days, good for 504 units. Probably Samba Murti, he's up 221. Ben Ruhala also showing profit over the last 7 days. Last 30 days, it's our newcomer, Chauncey Giles. Newcomer no longer. Chauncey is part of the winning network here, up close to 22 units for Mr. Giles. Never seen, met, or heard of him before this, but congratulations, thank you, and welcome. Hollywood Sam up over 21 and 2/3 units. Probably Sam Murdy, we've seen probably. He's up 923. Daniel Wolosichuk, certainly been on the side. Joseph Schultz, these guys are profitable. Good job, guys. All right. Get on over to Tony'sPicks.com and use the promo code TonyT at checkout to save 20% off all premium pick packages, including mine, on Tuesday in the NBA. We're back with more NBA action and hockey, college basketball, and action. I want to live. Nick Bartini has 3-packs and a 5-pack today. He's got some of that Champions League action there today. Collins Brown as well. You see Nick, he's involved in the game. Benfica and Sociedad, Man U and Copenhagen, and Inter against Salzburg. I've got a play up already in the Western Illinois and SMU game. Go figure. Best bets from the crew include Ben Ruhala, Tony T, Hollywood Sam, Joseph Schultz, and Nick Lagaretos. And $15 introductory and discount pick always from Daniel. It's in Maction tonight. Use the promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 20% off all premium pick packages. Click on the All Cappers tab. There you'll find the handicapper of your choice. Click on the handicapper profile page, and that's where you can get signed up. Thanks for listening. Let's get to the action for Tuesday. Wednesday. Did I say Wednesday? Have I been saying Wednesday this whole time, you guys? Man, the weeks are going by here. We're already into getting ready for the holiday, and we're getting ready for bowl game. You saw the FBS yesterday. No change, I guess. Right? So, that gets a thumbs up, you guys. No change in the BCS numbers yesterday. All right, I'm catching up here. I want to read what you guys are saying. And see if I can react to anything, but we got to get going with the show. Thank you for your contributions, everybody. I appreciate you so much. 3 dozen in here, so we're ready to go. Yeah, you know what? I want to feel like the in-season tourney will not be the NBA champion, right? That's a thumbs up. You know what that means here? Nathan talking about that Sharks game. Maybe I was going to wait to talk about that hockey card last night, but yeah, that was a stunner, right? Even I remember I was screaming about, the computer says take the Sharks. I don't like handicappers that do that like I did, right? I mean, I'm like, oh, the computer says take the Sharks, and I can't do it. Not that I should, the computers and talk about algorithms. All right, let's get on with the show. Thank you, everybody, for joining me. We're going to start in the NBA and roll from there and try to get to all the action today. Because NBA, big card. And let's get it started. All right, after our day off, we're going to kick it off with the Wizards up against the Hornets here. NBA action. This one is for Wednesday. Got the Hornets here going to be favored. We've definitely seen some movement in this game from Charlotte as high as 4.5, maybe even 5. I saw one on Offshore Book open as high as 5 in this game. And the move certainly has been on the Wizards here. It's pretty sharp, I would think, looking at it. Let me see here on this when that game really started to move because, it's all Wizards at this point as far as the money is concerned. Yeah, both teams currently coming in at a 3-3 record here, but Wizards certainly, or 3-3 against the spread. Of course, the Wizards are not winning right now; they're 1-5 straight up, while the Hornets just have 2 wins so far. But both teams are getting numbers at 3-3, so they're a little bit underrated by the public so far. These teams have combined to go 9-3 to the over so far this season. And Darren's ready. He wants to get an injury update for the game with Washington and Charlotte. Thomas is ready to go over in this one. These teams are definitely going over. Right now, Rozier is going to be out of this game still, it looks like, as the Hornets continue to deal with injuries. And that's been the thing. I think if, Tony's looking for, he had the Tony Tellez NBA Medical Staff of the Year award so far, may be going to the Washington Wizards. We'll have to see how he analyzes it, but they seem to be the team that isn't maybe as affected too much here so far this season. And maybe I could just take a look at the matchup a little bit here. I think I know where I'm headed. I just, already had Thomas going against me here. I wanted to give out the under. Yeah, it's a bad matchup. Probably spending too much time on it. These are the ones they want to, get through. But I just want to get all of your comments. I think you guys are the most important ones making the picks here. I'm going to give a pick. Certainly, you guys are on the over here, and I know these teams have been going over. I just feel like look. What are we up to now? I mean, Oh, still 240.5. So these are the ones so far that I've been getting wrong, trying to hit the under on these, thinking soon it's got to turn, right? I mean, soon it's got to turn. That's what I feel like. I've got 240 points max, Ferner. I mean, if I've got 240 points max, it's an under, right? 240.5, that's fine too, Fernando, right? I'm not going to change it right now. We're just going to move on. A sharp move on the whiz. There's just no other way to, I would think, to describe it. But, the other thing being we're maybe in a toss-up situation, and maybe maybe talk about a player like Rozier, but could be anything to that. All right, you guys, thanks a lot. I mean, keep these plays coming. And that's what the great thing about the plays in the chat that makes this show. I mean, I know we go long on these games, but to show as many opinions as we can, I think is more important than just my play. But here comes my play. Thank you, Gerardo, for the soccer. I'm going to try the under one more time. I've got, that 240 max type of thing. And no doubt, Thomas, but again, I mean, there is a time where it's got to end a little bit. I mean, I understand. I mean, look, I got one wrong the other night. What was that? Another 150-point game, whatever it was last night. Whoever scored, was it 2 nights ago? All right, keep it moving here. So the big one, by the way, here, Celtics and Sixers tonight. We've been talking. We had 36 hours to start talking about this game with that brilliant scheduling yesterday. I don't want to criticize the team, the league. It's a noble cause, but we used to be able to multitask and go to a basketball game and vote. And there's a whole principle. You guys know what's going on. Thank you, Gerardo. Appreciate it. Appreciate the soccer. It's in there. We're on basketball here. Celtics and Sixers, and this one, the big one tonight. The Celtics are now up to a 2.5 point favorite after opening about a 1 point favorite. Just pretty steady action here. Celtics are the best team right now in the league, especially with just a terrific off. And look, I mean, I'm throwing that out there. I mean, I'm just talking about in overall performance in general so far. I think if you look statistically, the Celtics seem to grade out right now as the best. That doesn't mean that they're the best. I know there's some people think they're still going to be a little bit soft. Right now they're in great form. Going up against the Sixers team, we know the backstory coming into this one. This is what's making this matchup so great here today. Honestly, right? The Sixers have a big shot here to win this game, I would think, as an underdog tonight in the matchup. What do you guys? I mean, sure, there's going to be plenty of comments here. Under. Maybe Doubles is going under here. Maybe Darren is going under here. And I think they're talking about this game. Yep, it's after that. So Verner may be going over there. Mike be going over. Black Hall Bully here wants the Sixers. Get him at +3. And I'm showing either 2 or 2.5. You can add a little bit of points there. Look, Sixers have been, I guess, a little bit better cover even so far. But, and could the Celtics be overpriced here a little bit? That might be in the eyes of the consumer. But, certainly Philly at this point, they're both 5-1. Philly, has made the moves to be this balanced, this better chemistry, right? Immediately. I don't know. You tell me. It's a tough matchup for Philly's best player, not named Joel Embiid. Maxey will have a tough time. He's got Holiday up against him. We'll see with White. He could be probably a game time decision here, right? So Embiid will have a monster game, I would think. Porzingis, he's fun, he's good, he's fine player. It's a great move for Boston. He's going to have his problems tonight. This is a matchup that Embiid rolls in, right? I mean, for sure, right? I mean, look, good on Porzingis. I'm all in favor of this. This is good for Boston. And there'll be spots I'll be cheering for Porzingis. He's going to be the. I'm sure that Embiid is going to dominate the matchup with Porzingis tonight. Big time, big time. So I don't know. You guys might know who I'm on. I'm giving out the total here because
Final.
I'm giving out the under. I'm going under as my pick as I want to go with the Sixers later. But these teams are playing to overs, no doubt about it. I think this is a big game. If you don't play defense here, um, maybe it'll be just such a great game with good offense too. Because here's the thing. I mean, like I said, Celtics they're definitely top of the roost. But I don't know, where do you guys got the order right now of teams how they're playing? Boston, Denver, Philly. Could it be right now as far as how teams are playing a little bit? I've really Philly rated as I don't know if I haven't rated that high long term this season. Maybe. But right now they're looking good. I'm going to go under though. This is a big time game, a big time matchup. There's going to be plenty of good defense out there. I would think with Holiday, Maxi's good defensive player too, right? And you can say what you want about Tatum, but Harris is going to have issues, I'm sure. So, all right, I'm taking under in the big game. That's the big game tonight. That's the big game. Thank you for the soccer conversation. The Utah Jazz are taking on the Indiana Pacers. NBA action here for Wednesday night. Pacers drawing favoritism and moving higher here as the market has been going. This one opened around 4.5 and now is up to 6.5. Pacers come in with a 4-3 record right now. 4-3 also against the spread. For Utah, they're just 2-6 right now, straight up to start the season. 3-5 against the number. These two teams have combined to go 12-3 to the over so far this season. You see the spread, the total. I'm going to update it. I mean, it's definitely gone down. You're seeing some push, some buyback. Usually these type of moves have been right. Quite frankly, I'm showing it down to as low as 242 right now. And these are the games where I've tried to, now I want to buy in. So maybe there should be a caution flag coming up right now because all of a sudden this is a matchup that I look at where I was trying to beat this one to the under a little bit. But I'm ready to convert to the over, and now the sharps are pulling back on the under. This is where I'm supposed to be better at interpreting this, but I don't see any other way for these two teams. Given what we've seen so far, I feel like it's going to be another skyrocketing contest. Right. Well, that's just it. Again, I got to take my drugs for recency bias because I just got burned by the Pacers, and then I'm seeing them again here. Not so much, I want to say, giving in to this over pressure in the league so far, but I'm looking at them playing the Utah Jazz, and I'm like, like I just said, these two teams are just all, no defensa. So I'm, kind of ready to get. I'm ready to, smash the over all of a sudden. Maybe I'm getting a discount. Just tough because right, the sharps are pulling this one back down. It went as high as 244. The sharps have been doing a very good job so far. Maybe I've been a little behind the curve on them. I'm not sure why I'm not. And again, I'm not trying to give away any secrets here. I'm a sports handicapper. Your exit might take you to a different neighborhood than me. There are people who know more than me out there, and I kind of follow their lead. I don't know who they are. I just track the market. All right. For me, yeah, maybe a look at the dog here now that it gets up to 6.5. Can the Pacers really, as good of a job as the Pacers are, doing right? I say it because 4-3. That's pretty good. I would say at this point. Um, all right. I'm going over here. I'm changing course. I hope I'm not late for the bus here on this one, but I'm going to go over with Jazz and the Pacers. I guess I should say late for the IndyCar or something. Late for my Uber. All right, here's a good game, I would think for sure. Just a very intriguing matchup with the Spurs going up against the Knicks here. Don't want to trust the Knicks necessarily to lay 9 points against the Spurs. Yeah, we've seen some disasters with the Spurs so far, but it feels like the more time on court, the more experience that maybe they can avoid the games getting away from them. Now, the move looks to be on the Knicks. There's no doubt about it. It's up to 10 already. We'll update it here, and the total's moved under to 222. So, Knicks have, looked pretty nice so far, no doubt. But the Pacers, yeah, they did look terrible in a few games so far. Look, they're just 3-4, 3-4 against the spread. The Knicks are actually covering numbers despite their 3-4 record. They're 4-2-1 against the spread. Just a huge contrast. So as far as a type of style that is being played necessarily by the teams, because the Spurs, they're learning, they're young, they really don't have much defensively, and they're willing to work around that to try to get them. And I'm sure that's why they've ended up on the short end of such one-sided scores. But they are 6-1 to the over so far, while the Knicks are 1-6 to the under. I don't know uh, where that leaves you necessarily, but man, it does bother me that this total is moving down, because I would think in a contrast like this that it would favor the higher tempoed style, the way I see it. Final. Let's see what you guys have to say. Terrell C. He says New York and under. This is the move this morning. Is New York and under. That is what the that's kind of what the sharps are doing right now, I would say. And I'm not. I don't know if I buy it. Fernando's going over. That's what I'm thinking as well. I kind of want to go over. Uh, the sharp action might say the Knicks here with that move. I just want to trust the Spurs to try to, that maybe they can get in the number here. Yeah, okay, Vassal situation has been of concern, especially with the Spurs. I mean, you need everything right now, and certainly and Johnson also has an issue here coming in. And I'm not sure. I'm not sure, Chad. This guy seems to be something special, and I'm sure, yeah. I mean, you're all probably nervous every game, to a certain extent. But man, he just seems cool. He seems cool to me. I'm, you know, I'm hanging my I'm hanging my reputation on the line here that this man is a can't miss superstar. Whatever, not immediately. Look, there'll be issues. Like I said, Wemby, it could be tonight. Wemby will have another 3-point game, or whatever it was. He's been fine. He's been great. He's had a monster game already in this one. And he's got a tough match. I mean, Randall will be knocking him around for sure here, or that's the thing going up against the Knicks right now. The difference necessarily, and I understand why everyone's kind of going under a little bit, but um, the Knicks are playing pretty good defense, especially in the front court. Probably not RJ, but but uh, and Brunson too. So, and the Spurs don't have anything. necessarily defensively. Zach Collins does an okay job, but I'll take the over. I'm going to take the over. I think when these styles meet, we'll see. Give me the over. Wembanyama, and then even people may saying, "Oh well, we're even shortening his name to Wem." Not I'm not making fun of Terrell or anything like that. Talking about saying Wemby, I think I want to say Wemby. Why not? Um, they said, "Well, they don't say. No one says Anta. No, we say Giannis." And I like saying Antetokounmpo, and I like saying Wembanyama. But I like saying Wemby. I mean, this guy is like a Charo. He's like a one name Pele. He's got a one name. All right, give me the over. This is a morning show. We're gonna have some fun. Okay, Clippers and Nets. Hey, I've got this as a good game. I don't know about you guys. You're with me every day. I feel like I'm, putting us on the Nets in enough spots here so far. Um, I said earlier, the Nets are doing things right. This is the way you want to do it. You'll see results. The Nets are 3-4 right now. They're also 6-1 against the spread, and they're getting points again at home tonight against the Clippers, who are going to, they're going to take days on, they're going to take days off, whatever. We'll see. I'm not talking about necessarily missing who's in, who's out for tonight. I'm just talking about the Nets right now. We're getting points at home. This feels like a great spot to be on the Nets here. Kind of want to do it as a premium, even. Um, I might do it as a premium. Let's see what you guys are on in the chat because feels like a net spot here. Chad says let's roll with them in this one. And Thomas likes the Nets here. So does John Holland today. Hello and thank you, sir, for coming. So solo here on the Nets. And Fernando's on the Clippers. That's fine. So I'm feeling it right now. I think Clippers coming into this one, interestingly, averaging just 117 points per game here. Black Call Bully on the Clippers. Thomas is on the Nets. I'm probably Nets money line, whatever. Here, I'm just wondering if I can go with the under as my play, because I kind of prefer that Nets spot tonight, and I might want to reserve it here, and maybe it'll be a premium. Maybe it won't. So support me with my premium selections. That's how you do it, right? You're not just on buying the picks, you guys. That's how I come on here every day, make sure we keep things rolling. And if you like the show, and appreciate you guys today, great turnout, really excited. Okay, let me do it. I'm going to give out the under because I don't know if I can not take my Nets right now the way they're covering. I mean, I'm not saying that you guys need to back me up or say anything to anybody new here. I mean, I feel like we've been on the Nets. That's what I've been saying. You guys know I'm a uh, uh, fan of the owner, and I think that he'll do the right thing. I think he got excited, getting a team, want to get a bunch of high priced guys, thought he could make a big splash, guys loaded, and thought, get expensive players, and he'll learn his lesson. They'll get it done. Not going to win a title or whatever, but they're going to make us money, man. They're going to make us money, and Terrell says it. All right. Well, speaking of making money, the Suns are going to take on the Bulls. So far, the Bulls haven't been about making money. We know that it's been a rough start. But they're in a matchup here against the Suns. Both teams have 3 victories. We know the Suns have had, been beset by some personnel issues here with the injuries to start the season. The Bulls' problems have been more with each other, apparently. But I don't know. They still should have an okay spot here, I would think, against the Suns. And what's the number right now? The Bulls. 1 and the total down to 220 or so here in this one. And I might not have given out the best line in that Clippers game, but I don't think I gave out if I gave out the under, it might actually be a little bit higher now. So I'm not too worried about it. All right. Suns here and the Bulls. So, like I said, for the Suns coming in with that 3-4 record, 4-3 against the spread. These teams kind of nondescript right now as far as their spread. If you just generally look at the spread, right, you see the Suns are 4-3. Yeah, the Bulls, they are, pardon me, 2-6 to the number, but. Uh, I'm gonna end up on the Bulls here. It feels like somehow. I just kind of respect what I'm seeing in the market. The Suns, maybe the spot here for them. Let's see what you guys have to say. I don't like saying this is the spot when I don't even know what the spot is. All right, Luis is on the Suns and checking Bradley. The status here. Can these Suns get healthy? That's been that's been kind of the issue certainly right now. The two stars have been out. It does feel like Booker still is going to be out, but yeah, Beal and his back are questionable now. But man, I might be with Jimmy here in this one, taking the Bulls in this one. Solos on the Suns, however, Ferner is going to go over. Blackhall does not want any part of it. All right. Um, I'm going to take the Bulls. I don't think I could recommend them as a premium. Everybody laugh. And they're not covering numbers right now, but I'm going to just try the Bulls. I got to get it together right now. Oh, we am seeing some market action on the Bulls. It is impressive to me, so can't really base it on the numbers here. If I could sell you maybe a little bit on the matchups, I certainly would do so. I would think DeMar probably in a pretty good situation today against KBD and Vooch. I think Vooch probably can roll actually against Nurkic in this one. I think he could dominate actually that matchup both ways tonight. At least get the better of him, get the better number. He'll achieve his numbers better than Nurkic will get to his numbers. I like the matchup for Vooch. Kobe White certainly still, I think he'll have a pretty good matchup as well. Meanwhile, for the Suns, depending on if Beal's in there, uh, oh yeah, no doubt, no doubt, no answer for Katie. You don't expect Torrey Craig to do anything about that, and even KD can uh, slow Craig, slow whoever else down in there. Oh no, Nathan, I can't sell you. Are people humping up on the Bulls? I'm going to get off them then because I thought I was the one trying. I'm buying very low here today. This is it. I mean, I feel like nobody wants the Bulls, so uh, I might be out of the loop actually. The way you're phrasing it here, brother, because nobody likes. I thought nobody likes these Bulls, and that's why I wanted to be on them. Actually, I wanted to be totally contrarian here a little bit. So, okay, there's certainly issues here as well on some of the injury front with these teams, as you said, with the Suns right now. So, they're a little bit of status if we can get Beal updated, but okay, Darren will lay a little bit of get a little bit of plus money. System play. Well, the Los Angeles Lakers are going to take on the Houston Rockets, and boy, the front office had their day planned on election day to spend time hearing from LeBron and the Lakers complaining about the calls. Yeah, LeBron was mashed in the face, and the refs didn't call it, no doubt. They probably even owe him an apology for that one, but Still not a great look for the Lakers, complaining about the officiating here and now going on the road. And, hey, LeBron is somebody would look at this number and would say, "Are you kidding me? 2.5? Bet the I'd bet one of the houses on us to beat the Rockets." The problem is LeBron doesn't interpret the news very well here. Good guy, he's done a lot for a lot of people. Uh, I'm not one of those, but LeBron a little bit naive when it comes to the reality that is some of the things that can happen. The reason why LeBron, you're having some of the issues is you can't jump quite as high anymore, and you're not quite as athletic anymore. You're a specimen. LeBron James is still awesome to whatever he's doing, but when they're not rebounding at all, right? It's and Davis too, and Davis's status. I mean, is he on the injured list right now? Let me see. I mean, I was reading the talk. Is he officially on the injured list today? As far as the designation, at least, yeah, questionable with a hip. So the Lakers look to me like they're coming in, already having some issues here. Okay, all of a sudden, right? It's been an okay start. Um, Consider right. I mean, I'm sure that everybody. Okay, yeah, expectations are win a championship or whatever. Realistically, expectations are come on, Lakers, try to get above 500 early on. Let's not make it like last year. Well, they're 3-4, and good on the Rockets, right? I mean, um, it looked really bad, but and I have concerns because I want the Rockets to be good. I want them to even be better than this. Uh, the matchup is good here. I mean, don't underestimate what Fred could do in this game. I would think against D'Lo here. I would think, for Fred, this is a great matchup, and also uh, for Smith. If LeBron's all bent out of shape, man, I mean LeBron's not. He's. I love him. I love him, man. I hope he can come through. I hope he can be ready when the playoffs come. I hope he can win games on the road. Whatever. I hope so. But Davis, if he's bummed up at all, I don't know. I don't know. You said right there, hey, how about our man Sengun? He can mix it up defensively with AD, right? You gotta watch out for this guy. So who I'm on in this game, man. I'm taking the Rockets. We'll take them right here on the show. Let's go. Rockets gonna win this game. Gonna shock the world tonight. They're only a 2.5-point dog, and there is some threes out there right now. It was as high as 4, so maybe the move is on the Rockets here slightly. Maybe it's sharp. Maybe it's not. Maybe we're all going to make fun of the Lakers tonight. I don't want to, but I'm going to. I wonder if LeBron, you saw it, you guys. I mean, stuffed LeBron right in the face. No call. There definitely was a foul. All right. Cavaliers and Thunder NBA action. This one is for Wednesday. Uh, hey, two teams that we'd love to bet on. Certainly here with the Cavs and the Thunder. Not this year for the Cavs, but we've had our successes with them before. When can we start to look to get on them here a little bit? Yeah, they started the season a little bit injured, so still just 2-5 against the number so far. While the Thunder, there's been no status change with the Thunder, you guys. If anything, it's even better this year, and we're getting points at home with the Thunder. Oh boy, that seems kind of juicy. They're already 5-2 against the spread so far, and they are what? So I would think you want to look to the Thunder. Look at the Cavs are great defensively. I'm trying to find a way. Maybe I could go with the total here. I don't know if I could play the Thunder as a premium in this spot because man, the Cavs. what do the defensive numbers look like for the Cavs here? Um, okay. Probably number two. Do you think? No, maybe pretty good, but they're a team definitely going to hang their hat on the defensive side. Only, Minnesota's been strong defensively too so far. They've been, of course, the big surprise because of their defensive numbers thus far. But man, up and down this order here for the uh, Cavaliers, they got guys who are really doing it so far. It's a coin. I can't say that word. I think it's a trademark. So you guys can say it. I'm not going to say it anymore. That is a trademark. I believe it now a trademark word. I don't know if it was the other channel or if it's something on T-shirts. If I'm okay, Chad. Well, all right. I guess so. I'm not gonna. I I came on kind of thinking I was going to go with the total because uh, I have some concerns maybe with taking maybe in a premium right now because I just think the Cavs at any moment will be able to beat you. Um, and I wasn't necessarily sure because I know that there are going to be bettors that are going to think over here. This one had an opening number as high as 235. It might have been rogue. I think the general opener was 229, and now we're seeing it all the way down here to 227, 228 or so. Let's see, what did I say? 229 and a half. I think we should update that at least to a different number for the purpose of the show and show where that move is going a little bit here. Yeah, it's down to two. So there's a move to the Thunder here, and like I said, I come on here and make up a lot of stories, right? Uh, I don't want to call it even satire. The LeBron thing is real, and these injuries are real. Lou Dort also, I think Lou Dort has a injury designation for the Thunder. Let me take a look at that. He is questionable with a hip injury. That would seem to be the most significant for me coming in right here. Cavaliers have some bench players who will be out of this one, it looks like. As many as three players, Merrill, Jerome, and Okoro out. Lack of depth here, but also the Thunder with a couple of injuries here too. I don't know if it could affect that total actually. And I kind of came on here intending to talk about the over, but seeing that sharp action on the under here to keep pushing this down. Further investigation will be needed. I'll take the Thunder here again to keep getting it going, keep it going right now. All right, we'll move on to another basketball game here in a minute. Just want to pass along. We're going to talk about those college basketball games later, and I'm seeing just coming out right now some steam. Florida Atlantic, Loyola, Chicago over is being hit right now. I know that was a game that was mentioned as we came on the air. I was looking the other way, but we'll get to that college basketball in just a bit. The Detroit Pistons are at the Milwaukee Bucks. Division rivals here in this one with the Bucks favored by a dozen, 227. They've not been watching so far our Detroit Pistons. Sure, the Pistons are 2-6 so far, but they have a cover in there, 3-5 ATS. As far as the Bucks are concerned, they're awful against the spread, and they're going to continue to lay this tax all season long. We're going to fade them a lot, no doubt about it. They're playing for a championship. Then we're going to have any kind of blowout intentions. Okay, maybe a division. Let's get these Pistons, man. They're really pestering us or whatever. I'm not going to be interested at all, I'm sure, in the Bucks laying double digits. They're already 1-5 against the spread so far, matched up with that 4-2 record. Okay, there'll be some games, I guess, they'll win by 38 points, and we'll be laughing at losing a game like that. But a dozen points against a team with a team that's 1-5 against the spread. I don't know if we want to break down and talk about any personnel or anything like that in this game, or how we can get there with the Pistons. How we're going to get there is the fact that that's too many points against a Pistons team that we kind of, I think I'm still encouraged. I don't have a problem at this point. Yeah, Duran is going to be, looks like a game time decision here. Maybe we could take a look at the status here. I mean, he's a player you'd like to have in there, certainly, but just pop in that injury report. Difficult matchup for some of these Pistons for sure. I would think in the backcourt, look, Lillard's playing pretty good. He's looking like he's really interested right now. He's playing pretty aggressive. Beasley's doing a nice job as well here. Well, watch, excuse me. I don't know if you guys, God, what's the one brother's name? I give the Stuart Thompson. Watch for him in this matchup against Crowder. I mean, Crowder's lost a step. He's not in there, and this guy can play defense too. So a lot of injuries here for the Pistons. A lot of injuries, right? And Chad says it right here. It is a big problem. I'm sure that's why we're seeing that big number as well. But look, there's some guys in here. I think still got Isaiah Stewart. Still going to get production from Cunningham. I just think that it's a good matchup with Lillard, I would think, right? And right, Thomas, right? Is that because of the way that the team is set up? I'm thinking, or I don't know. Agree wholeheartedly, Chad. No doubt about the Thompson twins. Hold me now. Hold my heart. All right. I'm taking them. I'm into that injury situation. I mean, these guys are out, no doubt about it. But I've got to take the Pistons right now. Bucks not to cover any numbers, and I'm going to try the Pistons here. Keep that Bucks streak going. Terrell says they will blow them out. I understand, Terrell, but 1-5 spread record this year, so it's only happened the one time apparently. So this season, and again, certainly a do factor. The one thing that some of the talking heads about this game have already said that this would be the type of opponent that the Bucks would be more motivated in blowing out. I mean, in a game that they could score a blowout, this might be the one type of game that they would. They tried to profess it as kind of maybe a rivalry a little bit, which would be a big compliment to the Pistons right now. Actually, Pistons just 2-6, no doubt. And yeah, no doubt. All right. All right, a couple of struggling clubs when the Heat take on the Grizzlies. The Heat have 3 wins so far, but the Grizzlies 1-6. They've been one of the biggest disappointments so far. And well, when you have your star player being the biggest disappointment in the whole league, maybe it was inevitable. We expected maybe the Grizzlies to perk it up a little bit. Perk it up, if you will, Perky, and pick up the slack, but it didn't help that you had some other key players injured as well, and their reputation as a solid, good team has cost them at the window. They're not getting their numbers at all, but fortunately, they're playing the Heat, and for the Heat's 3-4 record, they have a 1-6 spread record so far this season, the worst in the league. And here they are, favorite on the road. Everybody knows nobody wants to bet on the Heat. Almost want to trust the Grizzlies more, even as terrible as they've been, because the Heat feel like the absolute money burners of the league so far. Now, it should be a pretty good matchup for the Heat guards, I would think, here with Lowry, with Hero. He's back. I mean, I don't know where you been, Hero. Man, this guy disappears for like weeks at a time and then shows up. Yeah, he's had injuries here and there. So, what's up with Jimmy Buckets, you guys? Is his status truly in doubt? That's another factor today. I mean, if anything, he's got to be, feels like the one of the major concerns, but he's probable. So is Bam. So I'm not too worried about it. I mean, Jimmy's going to light it up, I'm sure, and have a big game. But I've still got. I would think Jackson for the Grizz. I would think. Well, um, I don't know. Not. I can't really talk up too much about Biombo's matchup. So I'm gonna still. I want to try the Grizzlies because of the miserable Heat, money burning Heat, and think that the Grizzlies can find a way. They're gonna need a win here, pretty much, to get the money. Here come your plays. I mean, I would think Butler. I'm concerned a little bit as an injury. It's not gonna. They're not gonna take down his number a little bit because of it. But I would think. I mean, I don't know. To me, Memphis is supposed to be a good defensive team, but um, Zaire Williams, he's been getting dominated pretty much by all of his opponents so far this season. Uh, it seems like, right? I mean, one of the and so has Smart. I mean, Smart. What's happened to Smart? I mean, Smart. Uh, does he walk up the court? Does he? He doesn't. Does he? I don't know what's going on with him right now. I don't want to talk down too much on these guys because I'm taking the Grizzlies here against a miserable Heat in this one. They are Louisiana, but the Heat of the to me. I keep standings via spread records, so I've got the Grizzlies a little bit ahead of the Heat, and I got them at home. Now that's not the handicap. I know what you're saying. That's kind of my handicap, but uh, no doubt, I know that those Heat guards can go off tonight. Pelicans and Timberwolves. NBA action for Wednesday. Timberwolves, they're laying kind of a big number at home here for a team that I don't know if they're overwhelming so far. They're 4-2 straight up, 4-2 against the number. The Pelicans 4-3 with a 4-3 spread record. So that might be a little bit of a big number here on the road. Let's see what the line. There has been a move here, so let me take a look. No. Saw the opener. Here it is. Okay, so the opener was as high as 223.5, and these are the type of moves that definitely have been scoring this season. Talking about that sharp action a little bit. Usually, when I'm better at sifting through and finding us some winners here, and I feel like it's only I want to try another under here, you guys. Now, here's the thing. Now, the lower totals have, for some reason, the lower totals have been going under and the higher totals have been going over. That is a generalization. I don't have the stats here. There are stats available. Maybe that will be my research for tomorrow. Today was the college basketball. But I'm going to end up taking the under here in this game. My lean is going to be to the Pelicans. I don't know what you guys are up to in this one. Let's take a look. Here come your plays. Thank you, guys. Well, that's what I'm waiting, right, Mike? But again, here it is. I was talking about that game earlier, and here it is. I'm switching. So I hope that isn't the if I'm making the wrong turn, if I'm taking the wrong fork in the road, because now all of a sudden there's some of those overs. I'm buying into it. I'm tired of 50-50 and not being on those hot overs. Not a lot of good shooting in the matchup, says Terrell here in this one with the Pelicans and the Timberwolves. Okay, for me, I have the up arrow on some of these Pelicans players, and I think that's why I'm leaning towards them today. Look, one guy you have to be impressed with so far is Jordan Hawkins. He had the 31 points the other night. He's looked real good, and well, as great a player as Mike Conley was, I'm not so sure right now. So watch, I think, Jordan Hawkins tonight. Valanciunas against Rudy Gobert. I mean, that's a mismatch. I mean, that's to me. I would think that Valanciunas will get the best. Yeah, I mean, Gobert will get his numbers. Maybe they'll actually end up close, but I just think especially when you need a performance on the road, I think Valanciunas will outperform Gobert tonight as one of the key matchups in the game. I would be concerned. I do want to make sure Herbert Jones uh, uh, make sure he's not. What is his status here? He is questionable in this one, and of course we know CJ's out. So Pelicans was a lean here, I think, for me, and hope Herbert Jones could make it. But let's see here, considered questionable. So he's doing pretty well, no doubt about it. And uh, also top-notch defender. I mean, if Herbert Jones is in there, look, um, I'm a Jaden McDaniels fan. He finally made his debut uh, uh, last week, and he's in there looking okay right now. But I mean, he won't be able to do much against Jones. So I'll take the under in this one. And Ferner disagrees on the total, but looks like we're both on the Pelicans. Looks like we're not quite in stride there. But thank you, Ferner. Always appreciated and noted. Big card here, you guys. We got the Raptors going up against the Mavs in this one. And, well, maybe the Mavs have found a spot, maybe even a spot I can back the Mavs in right now. Look, I mean, I've been down on them, so maybe this is one of the teams that's cost me a little bit with their great start. They're 6-1, but just 4-3 so far against the spread. Raptors also 4-3 against the spread thus far, but does feel maybe like Dallas. I know no one wants to trust Dallas necessarily as a favorite. Maybe if there's one game I was going to do it. This might be the one here. Total at 227. Oh boy, that's still climbing. Wow, 227, huh? I'm not feeling that necessarily. I'm going to end up on a favorite here. I'm not giving out too many favorites today, am I? This is going to be one of them. I've got Dallas in this matchup to cover against the Raptors. I would think trend wise, like I said, Mavericks 6-1 straight up, 4-3 to the number, while Raptors do have an extra. They are 4 covers with just 3 victories, so they've done a nice job. Maybe it's mostly in the matchup for me here in this game. I mean, Luka actually, I don't know. It doesn't matter with Luka. He'll own it, and it's going to be a tough number to cover. I like the total, so I'm going to go with the side here and give out the Mavericks. Here's Ferner. Right, that's another issue here for the Raptors, maybe on the road. Some issues necessarily. So far, though, let me take a look. Yeah, and watch for Lively today also. All right. Mavs 3-2 as a favorite. Toronto 2-2. ATS is a dog. Talking about against the spread there for the Mavericks. All right. Yeah, interesting. Dallas line started at 8 here. I never saw that. I've really only seen as high as 6, and I've seen 6 and 5. So let me mark that down on my line sheet. I could have missed. I know everybody's talking about how early those lines did come out. It even caught me by surprised a little bit because they came out on Monday. So even I was a little bit behind. We had all that college hoop on Monday. So thanks a lot. I'm going to take Dallas. I got a favorite here. All right, the Trailblazers and the Kings, a matchup here. Kings favored in this one now by 8, and the total is at 220, 220 and a half or 221. But I think the Kings are definitely an 8-point favorite now, no matter where you look. All right. Uh, so far, been a slow start for the Kings, and maybe we're back to being the Kings again. I mean, we're supposed to be, yeah, we have our best player injured, so that does weigh a little bit. We're still laying kind of some Kings prices here to a certain extent. Despite a 2-4 record, they are 3-3 to the number, and the Blazers 3-4 straight up, 3-4 against the spread. Is that better than maybe what I guess against the spread? You don't want to be ever under 500 because you are underachieving, but the way it started seems so disastrous, and the way they've kind of picked it up a little bit has been impressive to uh, so far. So especially with Brogdon uh, doing a pretty terrific job, no doubt, and I would think uh, uh, against the Kings, it'd probably be a pretty good matchup for him here um, against their backcourt. Uh, Mitchell probably. So I've got to try the points. I mean, I don't think the Kings are blowing anybody out right now at this point. Sabonis and Ayton, well, that might be kind of a neutral. I'm sure Sabonis will get the best of him, but I don't think he'll overachieve in his production here tonight to make it worthy of covering this big number. If you're the Kings right now, I'm going to probably end up on the Blazers here, plus the 7.5, 8 points. And, Fox is out. We know that. But, we know the Blazers' young star is out too. Difference in those young stars at this point. We know that Simons is, far from developing, and Fox is downright near big star in the league, one of the most underrated stars probably in the league. So the young good players for the Blazers are out, and Robert Williams as well out. So some big players are out for this one, but I don't think the Kings recover in numbers. That's all there is to it right now. Brogdon can keep us in this game here. I imagine I was leaning under. We'll see what happens. Jimmy does want the over here. In this one, I'll just take the Blazers tonight. Well, we had a big game in the East. We got a big game in the West with the Warriors and the Nuggets. And Steph Curry is where I would start in this game. Look, it's probably not a good matchup at all for Steph, considering where right now, the start that he had, the fact that maybe we thought, could Steph be losing just a notch here? No, come on. He's off to his MVP type start, but he's got a matchup against Reggie Jackson here tonight. That's going to be difficult enough without, Jamal Murray in the lineup. That does change things dramatically here in this matchup. The Nuggets still favored. I don't know, as if Murray was playing. It feels like, doesn't it? Shouldn't be. Let's see what you guys got. Mike maybe wants to go over in this one. Bobby's on the Nuggets. Steph to go over. And, I mean, it's just been – I don't know. I mean, to me, Thomas, I might fade Steph here to a certain extent. And Murray being out, maybe, okay, what would the Nuggets be? Would they be a 5-6 point favorite if Murray was in there, or has the necessary adjustment taken place. Remember, the Warriors are 6-2 coming in. They're not dealing with some slow start as in the past. We've got chemistry issues. We're fighting them. No, it's all kumbaya with the Warriors, and they're, yeah, they're four. Are they 4-4 against the spread because of the Warriors? Yeah. Can you get them as a dog today? Here, that might be more interesting to a certain extent, right? The Nuggets are 7-1 straight up, but 5-3 against the spread so far. These teams are definitely playing to some unders. 6-10 to the under combined so far this season. So let's see. I think the total is moving down here right now. We're seeing a little bit of movement to 227, and Jimmy says right there he's got the over. I'm going to update the line right now to 227. I think because of this line movement here. So I don't know. Is it Jamal uh, Murray injury being overlooked by the public, by the odds makers? Am I missing the uh, point here on this line at -4? Would it be -5? Would it be -6 with Jamal Murray in the lineup against a Warriors team here who definitely are playing well? And this has to be looked at as a top flight matchup to a certain extent here tonight. Mhm. And it feels like to me, if anything, uh, the sharps have been on Denver here. They're not afraid. So I'll be on the Nuggets here today, laying these points even without Jamal Murray. I'm playing the spot here for Denver tonight, and might I think the public may lean towards the Warriors. Curry, this start has been near MVP like, if not MVP like so far for him, and I'm sure he can continue this pace up. Hopefully, he stays healthy and all that. We take the Nuggets here tonight. Like Chad says, it's a big difference still right now. And is there motivation though in games like these? After all, this isn't the in-season tournament. That is a look at the NBA. Hope that was short enough, boss. We've taken 90 minutes so far, and we've only gone through the NBA. Let's quickly get to college basketball. If you've got plays, let me know, and I'll make picks on the fly. I think I've got my leans down in all the matchups. All right, this one is the first game out at Illinois today. These games will be played at the Wintrust Arena in Chicago. Doubleheader here featuring the home team, I guess. Uh, Loyola Chicago here facing Florida Atlantic. And this one's on, like I said, it's on a Barstool Sports. I think these are the two featured games here tonight. I mean, there's not a lot to cover here necessarily in college basketball. There's some games. We'll be on them with a pretty decent start last night in the premiums. But just to find a couple of games that may be featured here a little bit. There's no national. There's a lot of ESPN Plus game. The several, probably a half a dozen of those. This Barstool Sports, apparently you get it on Fubu free, by the way. That's what they told me. And we'll see. I'll find it. But other than that, Barstool Sports handles this doubleheader from Chicago with Florida Atlantic going up here against Loyola. And look, I mean, we do have let's get into it here with Florida Atlantic on the road. Pretty decent team here coming into this season for sure. And they'll be favored here on the road by 6.5 tonight. This one. And let's see here. Thank you, Jerry. Yeah, I'll preview that game. I've got to be better at having everything ready when I transition these sports. Okay. All right. In this one right now, current line sits at up to 6.5. It opened as low as -3. Generally, opener 4.5, 5, maybe even a 6. So we saw it coming here with Florida Atlantic. They're going to be pretty popular, I would think, in the public eye. But I'm not sure in this neutral site setting against a program like Loyola Chicago. I don't necessarily want to buy into all the hype coming in this game. I think you're going to hear everyone talking today about uh, Mike. I don't want to go there right now, but yeah, I mean, I'm taking a big lump on that one. And after I just touted that, I can't talk about this right now, but boy, let me tell you, I'm steaming. Okay, especially after the news came out yesterday. Anyways, against a program like Florida Atlantic here, the line just seems to keep going up. Florida Atlantic's getting all the juice from all the, even the sharps are hitting it. I'm not buying it right now. I would rather trust Loyola Chicago in this spot. Maybe I'm not reading into it clearly at this point with this Loyola Chicago club. And I know it, I know we're not dealing with probably the same Loyola that we've been dealing with here. And yes, are we dealing with a Florida Atlantic team that, is, top 40 ish? Yeah, these guys are supposed to be pretty decent. But look, you still have Loyola Chicago uh, last season. Uh, you know, it wasn't great. It's not like it was before for the Ramblers, but I don't know. For me, I just think they still can get it together. Valentine knows what he's doing. He's been here before. I'm sure he could turn this back around to get them back to where they were, and that maybe last year was just a one-off uh, with this program. So um, for let's take a look here with FAU. I mean, obviously, when they had that historic run, that long winning streak last year that caught everybody's eye, and yeah, I mean, they ended up probably against a too tough of an opponent against San Diego State last year. But look, they're expected to be just as strong. My numbers probably have them higher than number 40 actually, but I just feel like this line's too high, and I'm going to take Loyola Chicago here tonight. Um, they're supposed to be the home team in this. Um, Here, Bobby says go over. I'm worried because I was looking under, and I'm still scared because, like I said, if you didn't catch the top of the show so far, college basketball. I'm going to read this off one time here. We just got two games. Uh, 74 and 54 so far to the over 57 point something percent. So overs so far. Also home teams 76 and 50 against the spread, and favorites 74 and 52 against the spread. So in general, home favorites and over. The squarest of the squares winning so far in college basketball. Home favorites and over are coming in general. Wipe it all, 100 and this is a small sample size considering the length of the season, but it's still 128 games in to what I've calculated. This is college basketball games this year. Uh, Home teams against the spread, favorites against the spread, and overs in general, 57.7%. So I'm not saying just you keep going all year. I'm saying right at this moment. So maybe for another day or two, this could still be happening. Like I said, especially with some of these matchups where we're not going to have, yeah, there will be some, but these first games have more of the 19, 20, 25, 30-point spreads. And they're taking them to town so far, it looks like. Give me the Ramblers tonight. And the second matchup in Chicago features Arizona State up against Mississippi State in this one. And I'm showing Mississippi State here currently at a 3.5 point favorite, and the total's down to 130. Here's a total moving down despite everything I just said. And I don't know, it probably is actually a very, very solid move. This one has been as high as 135 and a half. I would say, yeah, 135 and a half continues to be on the move. These are the moves that, yes, are the games going over? Yes. Are the sharps on the totals winning so far? By my count, they are. They are smashing the totals. I should be doing well. We had a good day to start the premium, good couple of days to start the premiums. I laid off Saturday, wanted to see the landscape, and the sharps are coming in, and they're coming in hard on the under in this game. I've got to back the under, just seeing from the action that I'm taking, and I've missed out a whole bunch of value here at 130 right now, but they're still hitting the under. And these guys are, I'm telling you, they're smashing right now. If you just look back at the moves, if you look at it like I do, follow the move, see if the move came home. The move comes home right now with the sharp action. Not that it'll be that way all year. It's something it is to a certain extent. That's why we win. I'll take the under here in this one at 130. As far as the side is concerned, they're betting Arizona State plus those points. I mean, it was as high as 4.5. I'm not even sure I trust that move. Um, I'm leaning Mississippi State right now, and it could be a premium later, but I'll give you the under here as my play. All right, you had one other game in there. What was it? I'm going to give hopefully a pick here on the fly with the Trailblazers here against the Broncos. See if I can interpret my number and incorporating my reading of the line and the sharp action all at the same time and give what I hope is going to be the best play in this game. Cherry. And I'm going to give out both for you, the side and the total here, I believe. Because I like this. Well, maybe not. Maybe not. I might want to save one here. And all right. I'm going to give out Utah. I'm going to give it out Utah Tech plus. Is it 11 right now? Okay. Oh boy. Oh. Okay. So Santa Clara is 13 and a half. I can appreciate where the action is coming from. I do see the steam coming in there at 9.5. It came in more at 11.5. They start to buying it back right now with Utah Tech, and that buyback looks very, very strong on the market read. Already was leaning to Utah Tech maybe at 9.5. I wanted it. It's enough for me now to consider Utah Tech here, the Trailblazers in this one today. Look, they're not great. Let's see. For Tech, critical notice. Yeah, 14 and 19 last season. We know, I think a budding program certainly right now. We know that they've only been, playing Division One for a couple of years. Santa Clara always strong, always powerful. Here coming up another great season, 23-10, but stumbled in the postseason. So I'm going to trust this sharp action here on Utah Tech at plus 13. All right, we got to go here from college basketball. Thanks, you guys, for that. We want to keep this going, try to get all these games in. Boy, this is what you came for. Set out to the ice tonight with 3 games. Following yesterday's massive slate, we did have some pretty good winners here on the show. We had the Sabres yesterday on the puck line. We gave out the Rangers money line yesterday. Yeah, they were favorite. We gave out a favorite. We also had the Flames with the comeback against the Predators. We gave out the under in that Kraken Coyotes game. And no, we didn't have the Sharks. We did not have the Sharks. All right, Senators and the Leafs here with uh, Forsberg and Woll. Let me call it up here and see what we're seeing. All right, Senators coming into this one 4-6, 6-4 on the puck line. They're 7-2-1 to the over thus far, getting a pretty big price here from the Maple Leafs. And well, of course, the Maple Leafs should be a favorite here, no doubt, considering their record 6-4-2 so far this season, but just 4-8 on the puck line thus far. So um, I'm going to think that this line probably is too high. Now, I think one thing that looks to me like the Sharps are the ones kind of keeping this price stable here at 175. I'm even seeing some offshore books moving to 165 now. So, if anything, it feels like the move here is going to be on Ottawa. It looks pretty solid to me, too. I'm going to be interested in Ottawa in this game as an underdog. Uh, could take him on the puck line, but probably going to end up laying $1.75 or so. And yeah, while that might be the safer route and certainly is worth part of your stake, I would think here in this one, I'm certainly going to have to recommend a little bit of money line here on Ottawa. I'm going to look for an upset tonight. I think that the action from the Sharps to me is really what has me interested in the game, and the fact that Toronto. I don't know if they're necessarily a good as at a 175 here. Mentioned their puck line record so far pretty dismal. Obviously, I say 4-8 at home. Their puck line record so far this season is 1-5. They're 2-8 as a puck line favorite. Ottawa's 3-1 as a puck line underdog. So I'm going to have to take Ottawa here. Good spot. That is what I would have to call a spot. Right? I mean, Toronto right now, they're not, oh yeah, are they a little bit above 500, above 500? Yeah. Are they mediocre at home? Yeah. Ottawa, they're not that great. There's no doubt about it. But, Ottawa's covering puck lines. They're staying in games, no doubt about it. Toronto is not getting there necessarily. So, at worst, I would think it would be a 1-goal game, a 1-goal victory. If you feel more comfortable with Ottawa, if you're trusting my read here on my judgment on this, you'll lay $1.75. Mike says take the Leafs. I've got Ottawa. And probably should have, probably could have gone premium here with Ottawa, although may have a call here on the total. Not sure. 725 listed there, but right now, yeah, it looks like almost every book is at a 7, except for Circa, sharpest book in Vegas. Their main line is 6.5 over 40 right now. All right. There is one game in action right now in the American Hockey League. Springfield leads Lehigh Valley 1-0. Anybody on that? They start at 10:30 Eastern today. The Panthers are on the road against the Caps here tonight. Bobrovsky and Kemper looks like here in this one. All right. Yeah, Bob and Kemper expected here tonight, and I'm not sure. I think it might be finally time for me to start considering some Washington Capitals, maybe in this one against the Panthers. I'm trying to find a way to start getting on maybe a buy low spot with the. I say buy low. I mean, maybe the Capitals have overachieved the way everybody was jumping on them. Even I was in that first couple of games. Things looked really bad, but the Capitals have fought back here and now have 5 victories so far this season. They're doing, despite the problems of not scoring, they're doing a really, really good job defensively. I mean, they're going under in a lot of these games right now. They're 2-8 so far to the under this season, and you'd have to think that why wouldn't this game be just like those? And 6.5. Yeah, that's all 6.5s right now. And to me, I would think you'd have to look at it. I want to mention, I know I'm not supposed to cross up the games too much, but Corpusalo could be. It looks like he's going to be the goalie for the Senators today. Wool still for Toronto, by the way. Anyways, for Florida and Washington, with I think Bobrovsky and Kemper, that's the way I'm seeing it in this one, certainly. But I'm not sure I want Florida here as a favorite. Yeah, Washington has not been great. Great. They've actually done some of their damage on the road here. They're 3-7 to the puck line, despite being 5-4. So I don't know if anything, maybe they are a little bit overrated, but I don't know if I trust Florida in the spot either, especially laying it on the road. I'd probably want to try to find a way to play Washington here, and I can just do it on the money line at plus $1.20 or so. It's yeah, I think $1.20 very very reasonable here. But Jimmy's on the Panthers, and I'm a jockey hockey. Does that mean I'm the goalie handicapper? And yeah, no, I don't know if I try to get the goalie right on our list, so that's for sure because I think they are important and significant. And I think that what we list on the screen, I don't want to be talking about something we're not. If I'm wrong on that one, Jimmy, but I don't know. I think we get about 80% of them right, 75 to 80%, probably more, but just want to be conservative. If I'm wrong, I'm going to take Washington here in this one with this price. I've got to think this one's got to be an under here, but I'm going to take Washington as my play. Now let's get to the big one. All right, the Kings and the Knights. And yeah, I think Talbot and Hill. Let's take a look. Looks like what we're expecting here, certainly tonight. And a big, big game and a big, big matchup between two of the best teams with the best records in the league. You got LA coming in, 7 wins so far this season. You got Vegas, 11 wins so far. Both teams doing great. For the Kings, maybe it's been overachieving here a little bit, but man, I think they're probably in a great spot here again. I don't know. I want to play my Kings here against Golden Knights. I want to be that guy. Vegas is so hot right now. They are. I mean, I could be talked off of them maybe here. If you guys have anything on this one, doesn't seem like it, but does right, Thomas. That's what I want to. That's what I want to look to. I think is the under here. But in fact, I do see one book has moved to 6.5 under 20, and maybe this one, maybe that will move to 6.5. Maybe there is movement to the over. DraftKings is at 6 over 20 right now. I want to go under in this game, but I'm waiting for it to go to 6.5. If you know what I mean. And I just feel like the Kings are live. I want the Kings to do it. I guess maybe I'm rooting with my heart here in this one. Is that you, Mike? Because only you would have a stat like that. But I don't think it's my Mike. My Mike. But thanks, Mike, for that great stat. All right. Well, I really want to play the Kings. I'm just rooting for the Kings, you guys. I'm taking. Can I'm. And this is a morning show, right? I'm gonna homer this one. I'm rooting for the Kings. I'm betting the Kings. Um, yeah, the Knights are the better team. The Knights are the hotter team. I get all that. There's been a little bit of move here to the Kings. I would think this one opened as high as $1.42 at DraftKings, and now at DraftKings it's $1.30. So maybe it's a fair price. Maybe I'm missing out. Maybe I've missed out on 12 cents of value. But the move has been to the Kings here. I like the move. I want the Kings. Uh, Probably, I'm on the Kings. That's it for hockey. We're going to the MAC. We went 3-0 last night in the MAC on the show. We almost forgot to do the MAC. And hope that doesn't jinx us for tonight. Because the Bowling Green Falcons are going to take on the Golden State Flashes. And you know what happens when Bowling Green meets... Well, you got Bowling Green here, a 10-point favorite on the road. That is up from a low line here, opened as low as minus 7.5. So the move has been on Bowling Green. They're the team that's been doing a better job covering spreads so far this season. Have the Falcons, and I don't know, maybe I was just on them a season too early. We've had them a few times. But compared to last season, so they're big favorite here. Obviously, against Kent, they come in. It's mostly because of Kent. I mean, Kent has been one of the worst teams. They were projected to be one of the worst teams all season, and they've been one of the worst teams all season at 1-8 straight up, 2-5 and 2 to the number. So that's not very impressive either. Bowling Green, just 5-4, 5-4 against the spread coming in here, and tough to come on here and even try to talk up anything for Kent State in this one, but at least what you are getting is the most points possible because this one has been, just steadily on the move in Bowling Green's favor. In fact, I show maybe even a 6.5 now. I didn't even see this, but show one book open as low as 6.5, and this one I don't know what they could have been thinking. That couldn't have lasted very long. So, all right, this is a pretty bad game. Thomas is on Bowling Green. Perky's still hanging out. He says let's lay 7. This is his. It looks like I don't know if this is the DDPOD, but it could be a max play for Perky. Says take Bowling Green. He's hot in the MAC. He's hot right now. And maybe Jimmy, maybe we going under here in this one. It just feels like it's too low for like. I get it. I mean, it really should. You look at what these teams have done this year, and I might be even bucking the trend here as far as what the sharps are doing because I'm showing sharp action running here, maybe 2-1, and I believe the widely reported steam. Let me pop this up here. No, but it looks like the sharp action, if you will, the moves have been running 2-1 here in favor of the under. So it does worry me a little bit, but I think the total is just too low. We got Look, I got a premium wrong yesterday. We got the Ohio Buffalo game square on, no doubt about it. And I'm going to take over in this one with Bowling Green and Kent. I can't recommend Kent. It is the direction I want to go. I'm probably going to have to go in pocket out of embarrassment, but I kind of want to try to find a way to play Kent here plus the points and maybe buy some points. Not pretty. So let's go over though in this one. If Bowling Green, either way, right? I got to think either way. Bowling Green gets theirs, they're gonna produce, and if Kent gets anywhere close, then it has to be going over 40 points, 41 points here. I have this game uh, almost a touchdown higher, 5 points maybe higher. So I might be giving out a premium here on the over right now. Just an ugly game, so I don't know. Don't want to bother anybody with a premium on a team with a one win, on a Wednesday night college game, but I would. Akron and Miami of Ohio here. Maction for Wednesday night. Right now, this is another lopsided game. In fact, I'm showing the spread now up to 18 here for Miami of Ohio, and the total. This one's been a big dipper. In fact, it's gone down at least 2 points here in the last. I don't know. I typed these in at least 2 hours ago, so this one must have gotten hit to the under, down to 38 and a half. Let me look. Yes, yes. This one did take some action here to the under, just as we were. Okay, just as we were come. Oh, okay. Yeah, Akron and Miami of Ohio moved down from as low here as 42, 43 and a half was the high number here. So we've seen a 5 point move to the under here in this game. Ooh, big time update. Uh, the This has been hit hard by the Sharps. Sharps have been pretty much solid right all year on these type of moves. Man, missed out on all this value though here in a game that Miami of Ohio should really not have much of a problem with. They should be able to win and cover this game. Um, oh boy, it's getting hit right now. Oh my God! Oh no, that's the Toledo game is getting hit right now. We better get to that game. The Toledo game is on the move. Okay, I'm sure that here Miami of Ohio will win this game in an under, but I'm just scared now at 38 and a half. That doesn't feel good at all, especially if you've got to lay. It's almost a thread the needle special here. I'm going to give out the under at 38 and a half. I mean, I'm sure Miami of Ohio will be able to take care of business here, but whoo, uh, I'm the master. I'm the master at threading the needle. But how are you going to get that in there, laying 18 points? I mean, they could win it, they could easily win the game 28-7, I guess, 31 to 28-7. You can't go much higher than that. 28-7, 28-10 doesn't barely get you there anymore. And then you're dealing with the total 28-7. That's the only place you can go with this one, right? 28-10. Now you're really flirting with danger. 28-7. The score of this game is going to be exact score line 28-7. 27-6, 28. It's got to be right in there. I think Miami. Now, they're laying too many points now. I'm probably scared. I think Miami Ohio is going to win that. Now they could obviously shut them out. They could be, 35-0. That would get it all done. I think Miami of Ohio will win this game. I think they will cover. I don't know if I can even go premium with it. Maybe I will, and that would almost. I don't want to say makes my total look kind of. This is a tough one, man. I like the under in this game. It was much higher. I just feel like it's going to be very, very hard for Akron period to score. But, they probably will score one. But they better not score two. Oh, boy, this is a toughie. Hope you understand exactly what I'm saying, you guys. And I'm not just up here being a goofball. right? And there you're right. And so doubles, that's not a cover, right? And I'm trying to say, hey, take Miami of Ohio. They're going to. All right. I'll take the under here. Look, the thing is that these moves have been very, very solid, and we're not getting much value. But boy, you'd think under in this one. I would think under. All right, Eastern Michigan and Toledo. This one's up to 20 now, and the total 45 and a half, 46. And this one is moving down here a little bit as we speak. It looks like a slight move here to the under here in this one, and that's kind of the way that I want to go. And it seems like a pretty darn solid move. I feel like this is like the same exact thing, except we get a little bit of room to play with here because I feel like I like Toledo here possibly in this one. And I'm probably going to do that. I'm going to maybe lay the points here with Toledo instead here because maybe I can get in on this under still. I'd like to have a premium tonight in the action. This is another thread the needle. Maybe not as big as the last one, but I've got to think it's a big home team win. Toledo gets it done in an under. Man, that's going to be hard. I mean, it'd have to be 31 to 10. 31 to 10 would get it home. 35 to 10 is flirting with danger. 35 to 13 is going over. Man, that's tough. I'm going to go with Toledo here. I like Toledo to win and cover. It's already tough. It was as low as maybe 17 and a half, and now it's up to 20. I like Toledo. You're paying some tax here. I don't want Eastern Michigan. Toledo's 8-1. Don't forget. Coming into the game right now, looking pretty sharp. Not only is Toledo 8-1, but they're not great at covering spreads. I should make that clear, but they're 4-5 against the number, so maybe that could be of concern. But I respect the move here, and I'm going to lay the points with Toledo. Eastern Michigan 5-4 against the spread, 4-5 straight up record. Thank you, Thomas. So I'm going with the thread the needle specials here tonight. All right. Spend 2 hours with you. They want shorter shows, so hope we got enough games in. I'll preview more college football on Friday, I guess. So maybe go through the afternoon games on Friday and then save the night games for Saturday. That's how we can do it. And we'll talk tomorrow pro football here on the show with NFL action and back in play tomorrow, and college basketball, NBA, NHL. Thanks for joining me on the morning steam. Thanks for spending 2 hours with me. That's what we're going to do. Try to keep it under 2 hours. Keep it under 2 hours. Head on over to Tony'sPicks.com. Use promo code TonyT at checkout. Save 20% off all premium pick packages, including mine right there. Get my 3-day all sports premium pass. I've been on the leaderboard the last 2 days here on the show. So, hey, maybe I'm heating back up. And looks like I am with some of these picks that we've made. So maybe just got to get the right ones in premium land as my best plays. I do try to save my best. That's where we should have the best record, and that's where you see the documented picks here on the site. Check out the handicapper leaderboards and see who's hot. I'll be here with more morning steam tomorrow. Don't forget, check out the rest of our programming here on the Tony's Picks channel. Subscribe, like the channel. Moving very, very close here to those 40,000 subscribers, just days away, really. I would think no longer than a week before Tony hits that 40,000 subscriber achievement milestone. And don't forget our programming here with Midday Plays, Mindy Hahn, and Tiffany Mance at 1 p.m. Eastern, 10 a.m. Pacific. And it's the drive-thru with Tony T and the Pick Dogs crew, 6 p.m. Eastern, 3 Pacific here on the Tony's Picks YouTube channel. For Tony'sPicks.com, I'm Ramon Scott.